Welcome to Bounce Prep. I'm going to tell you a few things today which is key information for the starting in reception. So it tells you about uniform, it tells you about timetables, it tells you about key points of the day and bits and pieces to help you with this transition getting ready for September. So in reception we have Miss Angus, who is the class teacher for RA, and Mrs Wheeler and myself, Mrs Nunn, who are the class teachers for RWN. Miss Angus works every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Mrs Wheeler works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I am based in the classroom Thursday and Friday. It's just a quick picture to share with your children of what we look like, so they get familiar with us, for those of them that don't know. And we also have some teaching assistants. Our teaching assistants are Mrs Hunt, Mrs Jadura, and Mrs Spall, and this is them. So Mrs Hunt, Mrs Spall, Mrs Jadura, and they help in reception with us. So our school day. If you would like your child to attend Breakfast Club, they are more than welcome to go to Breakfast Club, which is in White Cottage, from 7:30 in the morning. If you would like to drop your child from 8 o'clock, the front gates are open then, and you can use the kiss and drop zone in the car park, where your child is helped to get out of the car, and then they are walked to the early years area by members of staff and our Year 6 ambassadors. The gate is locked at 8:25 so that all children are in their classroom ready for registration at 8:30. The end of the day there is at 3:15, and children can go to after school care if they need it until 6 o'clock. There are extensive clubs when clubs are running for children to join, and there is also sibling care if you have an older sibling in the school that you may join as well. Otherwise, 3:15 is the end of the day. We bring your children back to the gate where you collect them from at that time. So just to make it a little bit clearer, Breakfast Club and After School Club are in White Cottage, which is a white building at the back of the school. Breakfast Club, we ask you to drive down Mellow Close, which is the road running alongside school, and drop your child to the gate of White Cottage for Breakfast Club, instead of you having to park in the car park and walk through the school to get to that building. At the other end of the day though, when it's after school care that they're there for, we ask you to park in the car park. You can see the car park on the picture, and walk down the path via the swimming pool to this white building at the back where your children will be for you to collect them. If they're going to go to after school club and they're going to be there for a length of time, we suggest that you provide a packed tea for them to eat. There is a drink and a biscuit if they haven't got anything like that, but we do suggest a packed tea for them to have in there. After school care and breakfast club are run by members of staff that are teaching assistants throughout the school, so they are familiar staff to your children. It is not an outside company that comes in. It's run by our Banstead Prep staff. A snack. We do provide a biscuit, a homemade biscuit from Chef at break time for a snack, and we do ask you to provide bits of fruit, a bag of apples at the beginning of the week, or a bunch of bananas, or unusual fruit, a pineapple, that we can put into our reception fruit bowl and we share with them and have a snack time throughout the morning for them to join in with and have a social time with their friends in the classroom. If it is their birthday, yes, of course they can come and celebrate, and they can bring something in, as long as it's something individually wrapped, please. So individual cakes or individual sweets, just as long as they don't contain nuts, and then we can hand those out for them to celebrate with all their friends. So PE and games and swimming. So they have a full-on timetable. So here it shows you that on a Monday they have swimming. We suggest that the children come to school with their swimming costume on underneath their uniform, and then they can just take off their uniform, be ready for swimming. They do swim first thing in the morning on a Monday morning, and then they can put their uniform on afterwards and be in that for the rest of the day. On a Tuesday, it is normal uniform. There is nothing extra that is affected by the uniform they are wearing. On a Wednesday, it's either forest school in the afternoon or cookery, so they wear their PE kit all day, please. On a Thursday, they have PE and French and music on their timetable. PE is first thing in the morning, so they come to school in their PE kit and they bring their school uniform in a bag that they can then change into. And on a Friday, PE is partway through the day, so we ask them to be in their PE kit all day so that we don't waste too much time changing out of our school uniform and into our PE kit and back into our school uniform after it. So PE kit on a Friday as well. They do have specialist teachers for those subjects. So here you can see our PE teachers, Miss Clark, Miss Herbert and Mr Jones. They have a French teacher throughout the week, that's Mrs Burke, and they have a music teacher, that's Mrs Lane. So just the pictures of those members of staff so that you can share them with your children so they are familiar with those people too. And their uniform. So their PE kit is like the PE kit here. It's a white Banstead Prep logoed polo shirt with a Banstead Prep sweatshirt and a grey pair of tracksuit bottoms. In the summer they can wear purple shorts, which they can wear all year round if they would like to, if they're warm enough, but obviously long grey tracksuit bottoms when it's a little bit colder. The boys' uniform is, as you can see in the picture, with a blazer, and the girls' uniform, they have a tunic for the winter and they have a summer dress for the summer. The boys can obviously wear grey shorts in the summer or grey shorts all year round if they would like to, with their shirt and tie and their jumper and their blazer, and likewise with the girls, grey tights in the winter and white socks in the summer. They will also need a book bag, which you can see in one of these pictures, that they will bring to school every day. So the equipment they do need a blazer every day. They will need a black Banstead Prep coat, which when the weather changes, that they need to bring that in as well. It's waterproof, so it means that they can go into the outside area and they can be outside whatever the weather. They will need their book bag every day. They won't need a pencil case at the moment. They will get a communication book, which we will provide to you, and we will write notes in there of anything that you need to know, or you can write notes in there of anything that we need to know. You can always contact us via email as well though, or phone the school and they will manage to find us and we will be able to speak to you. They do need a water bottle that's named, they need a cap, they need their raincoat, which we've talked about earlier. They need wellies and waterproofs that stay in school, so at the beginning of the year send in some wellies and some waterproof trousers that they can wear for forest school, and name everything. It's a good idea with their uniform to have practiced them putting it on, taking it off, knowing where their name labels are, especially in their coat and their blazer, because there's a number of places that you can name them, but that means that they become independent to know that it is theirs. Reading. Just a very quick insight on reading. They will all start reading at different stages. We will run a workshop, we will help you with that and guide you as to what is right for your child. Each child will be treated as an individual. It won't be one set way for everybody. Everybody develops at different times and at different stages, and it's a good idea for them to do this at their level, at the rate at which they are learning how to do it. If we push too hard and too fast, they won't get the love of reading that we would like them to get. So we will communicate with you, and there will be a workshop to share with you how we can develop this in your child and do the right way for your child. Communication, as I have said earlier, you can communicate with us via email. All our email addresses are on the website, but we communicate with you via parent mail. Parent mail is for registering and paying for clubs, and iParent has a calendar, and it's you access your school reports and your curriculum information, and the school office send out reminders of how to access either of those portals for you. There are two portals, one is more for the communication and one is more for the payment of things, but that will all be explained when you join. Tapestry is a learning journal that we use online to show the journey of your child through school. It is for us as teachers to see where they have got to and where we want to take them next. So we put on observations, but we ask for you to share in those observations too. So we will ask for you to join Tapestry. We will give you a login for you to join that to see those observations of your child through school. In the early years, we do follow the foundation stage. The foundation stage is the education of birth to the end of reception, and it is based on play and active learning. It's a very, very important stage that we try very hard to get right for them. It's from when your child is born up to the age of 5. It is to support them to develop and to make sure that they've got all those foundations and those stepping stones ready for the next part of their life. It's split into 7 areas of learning and development. We focus very heavily in our first term on the first 3 prime areas. They are prime because we need to try and get these right for everything else to build on top of. So the prime areas are communication and language, physical development, and their personal and social and emotional development. We do a lot on them talking, making friends, learning right from wrong, sharing, playing games. Their physical development is about their gross motor and their fine motor, so their gross motor being the big movements, the running, the skipping, the jumping, and their fine motor being about holding a pencil, doing up buttons, doing up a zip on a coat. We also then work on the 4 specific areas. The 4 specific areas being literacy, maths, understanding of the world, and expressive art and design. They all mix in with each other, there's all a crossover, so we follow a cross-curricular curriculum, which is creative for them to be able to cover all these areas and support them in their journey to the end of reception, where they will meet their early learning goals. I hope this was useful. I hope it's given you a little bit more of an insight of the things that you can expect. As I have said before, please do not hesitate to send any questions via email or pick up the phone to us before we break up, so that we can help you out with anything that you are unsure of. And I'll see you soon.